Keeping your actions private gives you strength. In today's world where oversharing is common, it feels natural to tell everyone about your projects, career moves, or personal goals. But here's a truth not many people understand. Silence is powerful. Privacy is a kind of strength that many overlook. Social media and constant connectivity make it tempting to share every step of your journey. However, when you keep things private, especially your plans and ambitions, you protect your energy and focus. Once you share your ideas, you open yourself to opinions, judgments, and advice from others. Even if their intentions are good, these opinions can influence your mindset. It's easy to get distracted by their doubts or feel pressure to meet their expectations. You may start questioning your own decisions or feel like you need to change your plans to align with others' views. This noise can push you off course, but when your plans stay private, you can stay focused and make decisions confidently. Privacy gives you space to work in peace without worrying about what others think. In the early stages of any goal, it's fragile and needs time to develop. Sharing too soon exposes it to criticism before it's ready to grow into something solid. Think of your goals like a plant that needs to take root and be nurtured before it can handle outside elements. Keeping things private also protects you from relying on others for validation. It's easy to share your goals hoping for praise, but when the approval doesn't come or the feedback is negative, you might start doubting yourself. By keeping your plans private, you avoid this trap and stay motivated by your own beliefs and desires, not by others' opinions. Another benefit of privacy is that it reduces distractions. The more people who know your plans, the more opinions and suggestions you have to deal with. Explaining or justifying your decisions can drain energy that could be spent moving forward. Privacy lets you focus entirely on your work. It also shields you from the harmful habit of comparing yourself to others. When your plans are public, it's easy to feel pressured by others' progress and rush into decisions. Privacy allows you to work at your own pace, free from the pressure of comparison. Lastly, keeping your actions private lets your results speak for themselves. There's something impressive about quietly working on something, then revealing it when it's complete. People will respect your accomplishments because they see the result of your hard work, not just empty promises. If things don't go as planned, privacy also helps you handle failure with grace. You can learn from mistakes and adjust without feeling judged or embarrassed. In short, privacy gives you control over your journey and sets the stage for success. Let your results do the talking, and you'll find that privacy offers a quiet but undeniable advantage. When pursuing your goals, it's important to know when to share and when to keep things to yourself. Sharing too early opens the door to opinions that can cloud your judgment and shake your confidence. People may project their own fears or insecurities onto you, and their doubts can influence how you feel about your own ideas. Some people might not understand your vision, and their opinions can discourage you, not because your idea is bad, but because they can't imagine themselves doing it. Sharing too early also invites criticism that you may not be ready to handle. People might question your ability or resources, and their doubts can make you second-guess yourself. Sometimes, others may even feel threatened by your ambition and try to pull you down without realizing it. Keeping your plans private helps you avoid these challenges and stay focused on what truly matters. They're not doing this because they don't care about you. They're doing it because your growth makes them uncomfortable. And when you give too much weight to these opinions, you risk stalling your progress to accommodate someone else's comfort zone. Sharing your plans too widely can also put you under unnecessary pressure. Once people know what you're working on, they might start asking for updates or holding you accountable in ways you didn't anticipate. While accountability can be helpful in certain situations, it can also create a sense of obligation that takes away from the joy of pursuing your goal. Suddenly, you're no longer working at your own pace or for your own reasons. You're trying to meet the expectations of others, which can add stress and anxiety to the process. This external pressure can lead to burnout, especially if things aren't progressing as quickly or smoothly as you had hoped. There's also the risk that sharing your plans prematurely can dilute your motivation. Sometimes simply talking about your goals gives you a sense of accomplishment that can trick your mind into thinking you've already made progress. You might feel a boost of excitement or satisfaction from the positive reactions of others, but that feeling can fade once the real work begins. When you've already received validation just for the idea, the drive to follow through might not feel as urgent or necessary. You've experienced the thrill of sharing your vision, but now the actual process of achieving it may seem less exciting or more daunting. When you receive feedback, especially unsolicited advice, it can lead you to overanalyze your decisions. You might find yourself constantly tweaking your approach to accommodate different opinions, which can slow you down and cause confusion. Instead of following your intuition and trusting your original plan, you may start making changes based on what others think is best for you. This can dilute the authenticity of your journey and make it harder for you to stay aligned with your true purpose. Too many opinions can overwhelm you and prevent you from making clear, confident decisions. By keeping your plans to yourself, you avoid all of these potential pitfalls. You give yourself the space to explore your ideas fully, without the interference of others. You can move at your own pace, adapt when necessary, and make decisions based on your own instincts and understanding of what works best for you. When you don't feel the need to explain or justify your actions, you can focus more on the actual process of achieving your goal, rather than on managing the expectations of others. Not every idea needs to be shared. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is keep your plans to yourself until you're ready to reveal the results. By doing so, you preserve your energy, protect your confidence, and stay true to your vision. Instead of allowing unnecessary opinions to cloud your judgment, you remain focused and committed to your own path, allowing your actions to speak louder than any words ever could. When you choose to keep your plans private, you conserve your energy and focus in a way that allows you to channel your efforts entirely into what truly matters, your work. Sharing your goals or ambitions too early can scatter your energy, turning your attention away from the task at hand and onto the reactions, opinions, or expectations of others. In contrast, when you keep things to yourself, you create an internal space where you can operate without the distractions of outside influence. This is where true productivity and progress can thrive. Every time you share your plans, you invite new conversations, questions, and potentially even criticism. Even the most well-meaning people will want to know how you're doing, what your next steps are, or if they can offer advice. While this can seem helpful, the reality is that each of these interactions takes you away from your work. You spend mental energy explaining, updating, or even defending your plans, which could be better spent refining your ideas and executing them. When your energy is divided in this way, it becomes harder to stay focused on what truly matters, bringing your vision to life. Another aspect of conserving your energy and focus is avoiding the mental exhaustion that comes with constant validation seeking. Many people fall into the trap of sharing their plans because they crave external validation. They want to hear from others that their ideas are good, that their goals are achievable, or that their progress is impressive. While validation can feel rewarding in the moment, it often creates a cycle where you begin to depend on it to maintain your motivation. If you don't receive the level of praise or encouragement you expected, it can leave you feeling deflated, making it harder to stay focused and energized. When you keep your plans private, you learn to rely on your own internal motivation. You become more attuned to your personal goals and reasons for pursuing them rather than constantly seeking external approval. This fosters a deeper sense of purpose and commitment because your drive comes from within, not from the reactions of others. You're no longer expending energy trying to meet other people's expectations. Instead, you're fully committed to your own path, guided by your own instincts and desires. Conserving your focus also allows you to work without the added pressure of other people's timelines or opinions. When you share your goals with others, especially in a public or social setting, there's often an unspoken expectation that you'll update them on your progress. This can create unnecessary pressure, making you feel like you're racing against the clock to show results. Even if you're not ready, the pressure to deliver updates can distract you from the actual work, as you become more concerned with proving your progress to others than with doing what's right for your project or journey. On the other hand, when you keep your plans to yourself, you're free to move at your own pace. There's no one asking for updates or expecting results, so you can focus on the process rather than the outcome. For this freedom allows you to be more flexible and adaptive. If something isn't working, you can pivot without the fear of disappointing others. You have the space to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them all without the weight of external judgment. By not sharing every detail of your plans, you avoid the mental clutter that comes with constantly updating or justifying your decisions. When you keep things private, you only need to answer to yourself. This simplifies your mental landscape, allowing you to focus solely on what's important. You're not distracted by outside noise, opinions, or concerns. Your mental energy is directed entirely towards the execution of your goals. Maintaining privacy also protects your emotional energy. Pursuing any goal requires resilience, especially when facing inevitable challenges or setbacks. When too many people are aware of your plans, you might feel the need to explain or justify why things are taking longer than expected or why you've changed direction. This emotional labor can be exhausting and take a toll on your motivation. By keeping your plans private, you spare yourself from having to manage the expectations of others. You can focus on overcoming challenges in your own time without the added emotional burden of worrying about what others think. There's also a psychological benefit to maintaining privacy around your goals. Studies have shown that sharing your intentions too early can actually decrease your likelihood of achieving them. When you talk about your plans, your brain often experiences a sense of premature accomplishment, tricking you into feeling like you've already made progress when in reality, nothing tangible has been done. This sense of false completion can reduce your motivation to follow through. By keeping your goals to yourself, you avoid this mental trap, ensuring that your motivation remains high until the work is truly done. Conserving your energy and focus through privacy allows you to achieve more in less time and with greater clarity. When you're not concerned about what others think or constantly seeking validation, you free up mental and emotional resources that can be devoted entirely to your work. You're able to think more deeply, plan more strategically, and execute more effectively. Your focus is laser sharp, and your energy is directed solely towards the actions that will move you closer to your goals. Privacy isn't about being secretive or mysterious. It's about creating a space where you can do your best work without distraction. It's about protecting your focus, your energy, and your progress from unnecessary interference. By keeping your plans to yourself, you create the ideal conditions for success. Learn allowing you to move forward with clarity, purpose, and unwavering commitment. Keeping your plans private also serves as a shield against the premature pressure of performance. When you publicly share your goals, even if it's just with a small group of friends, family, or colleagues, you introduce expectations that can weigh on you heavily. It's human nature for people to start asking questions. How's that project going? Or when will you be finished? While these questions might seem innocent, they can create a subtle but powerful pressure to perform. Suddenly, you find yourself feeling like you have to meet other people's timelines or live up to the image you've created by sharing your aspirations too early. This external pressure can distort your process. Instead of focusing on what's best for you and your project, you might feel the need to accelerate your timeline to show progress. You might start prioritizing what's quick, impactful. The pressure to show results, especially when others are watching, can lead to rushed decisions, shortcuts, or compromises that don't align with your original vision. The fear of disappointing others or seeming like you're not moving fast enough can cloud your judgment and push you off course. This kind of premature performance pressure is especially dangerous in creative or entrepreneurial endeavors. The early stages of any project or goal are often the most fragile. This is the time when you're brainstorming, experimenting, and refining your ideas. It's a period of trial and error where mistakes are not only inevitable, but also necessary for growth. However, when you've publicly shared your plans, you might feel like there's less room for mistakes. You might be tempted to stick to safer, more predictable paths to avoid looking like you failed in front of others. This stifles innovation and growth because you're not allowing yourself the freedom to fully explore all possibilities. When you keep your plans to yourself, you relieve yourself of this external pressure. You create an environment where you can work freely without the constant need to report progress or justify your decisions to others. You're able to move at your own pace, taking the time you need to ensure that each step of the process is done with care and thoughtfulness. Without the need to meet external expectations, you have the mental space to focus on the quality of your work rather than the speed of your progress. Another aspect of avoiding premature performance pressure is protecting your mental and emotional well-being. The pressure to perform can be emotionally taxing, especially if you're someone who is sensitive to other people's opinions or approval. When others are aware of your goals, you might feel an unspoken obligation to succeed not only for yourself, but also to prove something to them. This can create a heavy emotional burden that distracts you from the joy and passion that originally inspired your goal. Instead of enjoying the process, you become preoccupied with meeting external expectations, which can lead to anxiety, stress, and engine burnout. By keeping your plans private, you protect your mental and emotional energy. You free yourself from the weight of other people's expectations and create a space where your success is defined solely by your own standard. This allows you to stay true to your original vision and maintain the passion and excitement that first motivated you to pursue your goal. You can focus on the work itself rather than the need to prove something to others. When you avoid sharing your plans too early, you protect yourself from the pressure of competition. When people know what you're working on, especially in a professional or creative context, they might start comparing your progress to theirs or offering unsolicited advice based on their own experiences. This can create an unhealthy sense of competition, where you feel the need to match or surpass the achievements of others. The pressure to keep up with someone else's timeline or approach can distract you from your own unique process and hinder your ability to make decisions that are right for you. By keeping your plans to yourself, you sidestep the trap of comparison. You're able to focus on your own journey, free from the influence of what others are doing or how fast they're moving. You can take your time to develop your ideas and approach in a way that feels authentic to you without the distraction of trying to measure up to someone else's standard of success. This not only reduces stress, but also allows you to stay aligned with your true purpose, ensuring that your progress is based on what's best for you, not on external benchmarks. When you keep your plans private, you retain the flexibility to change course without the pressure of explaining yourself to others. As you work on your goals, you might realize that your original plan needs to be adjusted or that a new direction would be more beneficial. However, when you've already shared your plans publicly, you might feel reluctant to change course because you don't want to appear indecisive or as if you failed. This fear of judgment can prevent you from making necessary changes, even when those changes would lead to better outcomes. When you keep your plans private, you have the freedom to pivot whenever necessary without the burden of having to explain or justify your decisions to others. This flexibility is crucial, especially in long-term projects where unforeseen challenges or opportunities often arise. By avoiding the premature pressure to perform, you give yourself the space to adapt, experiment, and evolve as needed, ensuring that your progress is always aligned with your best interests and long-term vision. Keeping your plans private protects you from the premature pressure to perform, allowing you to work at your own pace, free from the expectations of others. This creates a space where you can focus on quality over speed, maintain your mental and emotional well-being, and stay true to your vision without the distractions of external validation or comparison. By avoiding the pressure to constantly update others or prove your progress, you give yourself the freedom to explore, grow, and succeed on your own terms, ensuring that your journey remains authentic and fulfilling. One of the most powerful reasons to keep your plans and ideas private is to protect them from the negativity and skepticism of others. Not everyone will understand or appreciate your vision, and sharing your goals too early can expose you to unsolicited criticism that may dampen your enthusiasm or cloud your judgment. It's important to recognize that when you open up about your plans, you are also opening yourself up to other people's opinions, and those opinions are not always constructive or supportive. People's responses to your goals are often colored by their own experiences, insecurities, and fears. When you share your ambitions with someone, especially if they are lofty or unconventional, you may trigger doubts or fears in that person that have more to do with them than with you. They might project their own limitations onto your goals, suggesting that what you're trying to achieve is too difficult, unrealistic, or not worth pursuing. This kind of negativity can be demoralizing, especially if it comes from people whose opinions you value. The criticism may be subtle, but delivered under the guise of concern or practical advice. Comments like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" or "That seems really risky," can plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making you second-guess yourself and your ability to succeed. Even well-intentioned people might unknowingly discourage you from pursuing your dreams simply because they can't see the possibilities you do. When you expose your plans to this kind of feedback too early, you risk internalizing the doubts and fears of others, which can undermine your confidence and make you less likely to follow through. There's also the risk of encountering outright skepticism or negativity from people who don't want to see you succeed. Unfortunately, not everyone will be happy for you when you set ambitious goals. Some people may feel threatened by your aspirations or envious of your drive, and they might respond by trying to tear down your ideas. These individuals may question your abilities, criticize your plans, or try to discourage you from moving forward. Not because they genuinely believe you can't succeed, but because they don't want to see you do better than they are. By keeping your plans private, you shield yourself from this kind of toxic negativity and protect your dreams from being undermined by others. When you protect your ideas from negativity, you create a safe space where they can grow and evolve without interference. In the early stages of any goal, your ideas are often fragile and still taking shape. They need time to mature and develop before they can withstand the scrutiny of others. If you expose them to criticism too soon, you might find yourself discouraged before you've even had a chance to fully explore your vision. By keeping your plans to yourself, you allow your ideas the time and space they need to strengthen and evolve into something more resilient. This is particularly important. In the case of creative or innovative projects, new and original ideas often challenge conventional thinking, and as a result, they can be met with resistance from people who are more comfortable with the status quo. When you share your ideas too early, you run the risk of being dismissed or misunderstood by people who are not ready to embrace something new or different. This can lead to self-doubt and cause you to abandon a great idea simply because it wasn't immediately accepted or understood by others. Protecting your plans from negativity also preserves your creative freedom. When you keep your goals private, you're free to explore all possibilities without the limitations of other people's expectations or judgments. You can think more openly and creatively without worrying about whether your ideas will be accepted or criticized by others. This freedom allows you to take risks, experiment, and think outside the box, all of which are essential for innovation and growth. By keeping your plans to yourself, you give yourself the mental space to fully explore your ideas and pursue them without the pressure of external validation. Another benefit of keeping your plans private is that it helps you stay true to your own vision. When you share your goals with others, especially if they offer feedback or advice, you may feel pressure to adjust your plans to meet their expectations or accommodate their suggestions. While feedback can sometimes be valuable, it's important to remember that no one knows your vision as well as you do. When you start altering your plans to fit other people's ideas, you run the risk of losing sight of what's truly important to you and compromising the integrity of your original goal. By keeping your plans private, you ensure that your decisions are guided by your own instincts and desires rather than by the opinions or expectations of others. When you protect your goals from negativity, you preserve your emotional energy. Pursuing a goal requires a great deal of resilience, especially when things don't go as planned. If you're constantly battling the doubts and criticisms of others, it can drain your emotional reserves and make it harder to stay motivated. By keeping your plans private, you spare yourself the emotional labor of defending your ideas or justifying your decisions to others. You can focus on the work itself without the added burden of managing other people's opinions or expectations. In the long run, protecting your plans from negativity not only helps you stay focused and motivated, but it also increases your chances of success. When you're not weighed down by the doubts or criticisms of others, you're able to approach your goals with a clear mind and a strong sense of purpose. You can make decisions based on what's best for you, rather than on what others think is possible or realistic. This allows you to move forward with confidence and determination. Knowing that your progress is driven by your own vision and not hindered by external negativity, keeping your plans private protects them from the negativity and skepticism of others, allowing your ideas to grow and evolve in a safe space. It preserves your creative freedom, helps you stay true to your vision, and shields you from the emotional toll of criticism and doubt. By maintaining privacy around your goals, you create the ideal conditions for success, enabling you to pursue your dreams with confidence, resilience, and unwavering focus. When you keep your plans and ideas to yourself, you allow yourself the freedom to focus on the process without being influenced by external voices. This focus is crucial because achieving any significant goal requires dedication, time, and energy. Once you share your plans with others, you invite their opinions, expectations, and even their energy into your space, which can easily shift your focus away from the task at hand. Instead of staying locked in on your own path, you might find yourself distracted by the need to explain, justify, or update others on your progress. By keeping your goals private, you avoid these distractions and maintain a laser-sharp focus on what truly matters, getting the work done. When your mind is clear and undistracted by outside opinions, you can concentrate fully on the steps needed to achieve your goals. This focus allows you to approach each task with a sense of clarity and purpose, ensuring that you are making progress every day, no matter how small. Progress, after all, is about consistency and effort over time. The more focused you are, the more efficiently you can complete each step, and the closer you get to realizing your ambitions. Maintaining focus also helps you avoid the mental clutter that can come from outside input. When you start sharing your plans with others, you might receive a variety of opinions, feedback, and suggestions, some of which may conflict with one another. While some advice can be helpful, too much input can create confusion and make it difficult for you to stay true to your original vision. Everyone has their own perspective, and what works for one person may not necessarily work for you. By keeping your plans to yourself, you eliminate the risk of getting caught up in this mental clutter and remain clear-headed about your own path forward. Another aspect of staying focused is the ability to block out self-doubt and second-guessing. Often, when we share our goals with others, especially before we've made significant progress, we become more susceptible to their doubts and criticisms. Even a casual comment like "that sounds tough," or "are you sure you're ready for this," can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. These small moments of negativity can build up over time, leading you to question your own abilities or wonder whether you're on the right track. However, when you keep your plans private, you shield yourself from these external doubts, allowing you to trust your own judgment and instincts more fully. The ability to focus on your goals without the interference of others also encourages you to trust your own process. Every journey to success is different, and no one can truly understand the intricacies of your path but you. When you don't share your plans with others, you give yourself the freedom to follow your own timeline, experiment with different strategies, and make adjustments as needed without feeling the need to explain yourself. This autonomy allows you to refine your approach based on what feels right to you, rather than trying to fit into someone else's idea of how things should be done. Keeping your plans private helps you avoid the temptation to seek premature validation. In today's world where social media and constant sharing are the norm, it can be tempting to seek validation from others by sharing your plans and receiving positive feedback. While it may feel good in the moment to hear people praise your ideas or tell you that they believe in you, this type of validation can be short-lived and ultimately unproductive. The excitement you feel from external validation can create a false sense of accomplishment, making it easy to become complacent or lose the motivation to continue working hard. When you keep your plans to yourself, you're forced to rely on your own internal validation, which is much more sustainable and empowering in the long run. Staying focused on your goals also allows you to navigate obstacles and setbacks more effectively. Every journey to success is filled with challenges, and how you respond to those challenges often determines your ultimate success. When you've shared your plans with others, setbacks can feel more public and more painful. You might feel a sense of shame or embarrassment if things don't go as planned, and that pressure can make it harder to bounce back. On the other hand, when you keep your goals private, setbacks become part of your private journey. You're able to process them internally, learn from them, and move forward without the added pressure of having to explain your struggles to others. This focus on internal resilience is a key factor in long-term success. By keeping your plans private, you cultivate a sense of self-reliance and inner strength. You're not constantly looking outward for approval, support, or reassurance. Instead, you develop the ability to motivate yourself to keep going even when things get tough, and to stay committed to your vision regardless of external circumstances. This type of focus and resilience is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up when things get difficult. Staying focused on your own journey without external input fosters a deeper sense of satisfaction when you do achieve your goals. When you finally reach your destination, whether it's completing a project, reaching a personal milestone, or achieving a long-term dream. You can take pride in the fact that you did it on your own terms. You didn't rely on the opinions, advice, or validation of others to get there. The accomplishment feels more authentic and more meaningful because it was driven by your own vision, hard work, and perseverance. The ability to stay focused on your goals, free from the distractions and input of others, is one of the most powerful tools you can have in your journey to success. It allows you to maintain clarity, avoid self-doubt, trust your own process, and build the resilience needed to overcome obstacles. By keeping your plans private, you protect your focus, ensuring that you can move forward with confidence and purpose, unencumbered by the expectations or opinions of others. This focus in turn becomes the foundation for achieving your goals and realizing your full potential when you refrain from sharing your plans with others. You reduce the pressure to meet external expectations. Once you tell someone about your goals or ambitions, a subtle shift occurs. People begin to hold you accountable to their expectations, whether consciously or subconsciously. The minute you declare your intentions, you create a form of social contract. People will expect updates, progress, or results. This expectation can quickly become a source of pressure, distracting you from the genuine work and focus required to achieve your goals. By keeping your plans private, you avoid this external pressure, giving yourself the freedom to pursue your ambitions at your own pace, on your own terms, and without the weight of others' expectations. The pressure that comes with announcing your plans can be overwhelming and even paralyzing at times. When others know what you're striving for, you may feel the need to prove yourself or demonstrate constant progress, especially when people check in on how you're doing. It can lead to a heightened sense of accountability that's driven not by your internal motivations, but by external validation or approval. This can make you feel obligated to rush through the process or take steps that aren't fully aligned with your vision, simply to meet the expectations of those around you. Instead of focusing on your authentic progress, you end up focusing on managing how others perceive you in your journey. When you keep your plans to yourself, you are free from this kind of pressure. You're able to work through the ups and downs of your process privately, without the fear of disappointing anyone or the need to explain every setback. Not every goal will be achieved in a linear fashion, and some may require time to pause, rethink, or even start over. If you shared your plans too early, you might feel trapped by the pressure to constantly update others on your status, which can be exhausting and demoralizing. By maintaining privacy, you grant yourself the flexibility to adjust your plans as needed without feeling like you're letting anyone down or falling behind in the eyes of others. The pressure of external expectations can often dilute the quality of your work. When you're working under the constant scrutiny of others, it can be tempting to prioritize speed over depth, pushing yourself to show quick wins or tangible results before you're truly ready. This rush can lead to compromised quality or shortcuts that you might not otherwise take. In contrast, keeping your plans private gives you the freedom to work at a pace that's right for you, allowing you to prioritize thoroughness, creativity, and growth without the distraction of having to meet an artificial deadline or benchmark created by someone else's expectations. This kind of external pressure can also stifle innovation and risk-taking. When you feel watched, you're less likely to take risks or explore new ideas because you're afraid of failing in front of others. You might stick to safer, more conventional routes because the fear of public failure looms large. However, when your goals and plans are private, you can experiment more freely. You're free to fail, pivot, and iterate without worrying about what others will think. This flexibility is key to personal growth and creative success. Failure is often the path to breakthrough ideas and innovations. And by keeping your plans to yourself, you give yourself permission to fail privately, learn from your mistakes, and continue to refine your approach without judgment. Keeping your plans private allows you to preserve your motivation. Sharing your goals prematurely can sometimes lead to a false sense of accomplishment. When you tell someone about your plans and they respond positively, you may feel an initial surge of excitement or validation. This feedback can create a psychological reward that tricks your brain into thinking you've already achieved something significant, even though the real work has yet to begin. This premature sense of accomplishment can decrease your drive to continue pushing toward the actual goal, as you've already experienced the satisfaction of external recognition. By keeping your goals private, you retain that internal fire and motivation as you're working, not for recognition, but for the satisfaction of achieving something meaningful. Avoiding external pressure allows you to build quiet momentum. When your plans are private, your progress isn't subject to anyone else's timeline or standards. You can work diligently behind the scenes, making steady incremental progress that adds up over time. This momentum can build into something powerful, giving you confidence and the energy to continue. When you finally do reveal your success, it often appears more impressive because no one knew what was happening behind the scenes. You've allowed yourself the time to refine your approach and achieve your goals without the constant need for validation or updates. Another key benefit of avoiding external pressure is that it nurtures your intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the deep personal drive to achieve something for its own sake, not for the approval or recognition of others. When your plans are private, you are working solely for yourself, driven by your passion, curiosity, and desire for personal growth. This kind of motivation is much more sustainable in the long term because it's not dependent on external factors like praise or recognition. Intrinsic motivation allows you to push through challenges, setbacks, and obstacles because you are invested in the process itself, not just the outcome or how others perceive it. Keeping your plans to yourself allows you to remain adaptable and flexible. External pressure can often lock you into a rigid path where changing direction or shifting focus feels like failure in the eyes of others. When you've publicly committed to a particular goal or timeline, it can be difficult to pivot without feeling like you're going back on your word. However, when your goals remain private, you have the freedom to evolve and adjust your plans as needed. You can explore new opportunities, refine your approach, or even abandon a project if it no longer aligns with your vision without the fear of judgment or disappointment from others. Keeping your plans private is one of the most effective ways to protect yourself from the pressure of external expectations. It allows you to maintain focus on your own journey, preserve your intrinsic motivation, and work without the distractions of others' opinions. By avoiding this pressure, you can take your time, experiment, fail, and learn, all while staying true to your personal vision and process. This freedom not only increases your chances of success, but also ensures that when you do achieve your goals, it will be on your terms, in your own time, and for reasons that are deeply meaningful to you. When you keep your goals to yourself, you maintain a sense of control and personal power. Sharing your ambitions or plans with others too early can sometimes feel empowering, but it often diminishes the strength you have over your own destiny. By revealing your plans prematurely, you essentially give others an entry point into your dreams. This opens the door to opinions, judgments, and even criticism that can weaken your resolve. Instead of holding tight to the power you have over your own path, you end up allowing others to influence or dilute the clarity and conviction you had when you first envisioned your goal. When you keep your plans private, you retain all that energy and control, ensuring that your course of action remains firmly in your hands. There's an inherent power in mystery. When others don't know what you're up to, they can't interfere, judge, or even unintentionally sabotage your efforts. The unknown is powerful because it cannot be attacked or dismantled. When people don't know your next move, they can't work against it, consciously or unconsciously. This level of privacy allows you to maneuver in ways that feel right to you, without feeling the pressure of having to justify or explain your choices to others. It also gives you the freedom to change your course or adapt to new circumstances without anyone questioning your decisions or second-guessing your process. Maintaining this personal power fosters a deep sense of self-reliance. When you're the only one who knows about your plans, you're forced to rely entirely on yourself to bring them to fruition. You become the sole person responsible for motivating yourself, guiding your actions, and staying committed to the goal. This fosters a sense of inner strength and resilience that becomes crucial when you inevitably encounter obstacles or challenges along the way. Without the safety net of external validation or encouragement, you learn to cultivate your own well of confidence and determination. This is a powerful place to operate from, as it ensures that your drive comes from within, not from the fluctuating opinions or support of others. Keeping your goals private also guards against the potential negative energy that can come from sharing them. Not everyone you tell about your dreams will be supportive, even if they seem to be on the surface. Some people, intentionally or not, may project their own fears, doubts, or insecurities onto you. They might say things like, Are you sure that's a good idea, or that seems really hard to achieve? Planting seeds of doubt in your mind that can chip away at your confidence. Others might express envy or resentment, particularly if your goals represent a level of ambition they've been unable to achieve themselves. By keeping your plans to yourself, you protect yourself from this kind of energy, allowing you to stay focused in positive scope and march toward your goals. There is also a significant psychological advantage to holding your plans close. Studies have shown that sharing your goals with others can sometimes create a false sense of accomplishment. When you tell someone about your ambitions and they respond with praise or encouragement, it can give you a rush of dopamine, making you feel as though you've already achieved something just by sharing the idea. This can decrease your motivation to follow through, because in your mind you've already been rewarded. By keeping your goals private, you avoid this premature sense of achievement and remain focused on the actual work required to turn your vision into reality. The true sense of accomplishment only comes when the goal is met, not when it's shared. When you maintain control over your plans, you also have the freedom to execute them in your own way without the pressure of conforming to others' expectations or standards. Everyone has their own idea of what success looks like or how a goal should be pursued. And when you share your plans, you invite others to impose their opinions on you. You may find yourself subtly altering your approach to align with their suggestions, even if it doesn't feel right to you. By keeping your goals private, you allow yourself the freedom to pursue them in the way that feels best for you without external influence. You can experiment, take risks, and pivot as necessary, all while staying true to your own vision. Keeping your plans private allows you to maintain momentum. When you don't have to stop and explain your every move to others, you can continue moving forward without interruption. You're able to stay in a state of flow, focused entirely on the next step rather than next. This uninterrupted momentum is key to making progress, as it keeps you in a state of constant action and forward movement. Each small success builds upon the last, and before you know it, you've made significant strides toward your goal, all without the distraction of external input. Another benefit of keeping your goals private is that it protects you from the discouragement that can come from early failures or setbacks. Every journey towards success is filled with challenges, and not every plan will work out perfectly the first time. When you've shared your goals with others, you may feel a sense of embarrassment or shame if things don't go as planned, which can make it harder to keep going. You might worry about how others will perceive you or feel pressure to explain your setbacks. However, when your plans are private, any failures or missteps are yours alone to process. You can learn from them, make adjustments, and continue moving forward without the added burden of public scrutiny. Maintaining control over your plans also gives you the flexibility to change direction if necessary. Goals are not always static. They often evolve as you learn more, gain new experiences, or face unforeseen challenges. When you've shared your plans with others, it can be difficult to pivot without feeling like you're letting people down or appearing indecisive. But when you keep your goals private, you have the freedom to adapt without explanation. You can make changes as needed, ensuring that your path continues to align with your true vision and values. Keeping your plans private empowers you to retain full control over your journey. You stay in the driver's seat, making decisions that are right for you without the influence of external opinions or expectations. This sense of control not only strengthens your resolve, but also enhances your ability to navigate the challenges and opportunities that come your way. By holding on to your personal power, you set yourself up for success on your own terms, ensuring that when you do achieve your goals, it will be because of your own determination, focus, and resilience. This approach allows you to build a life that's truly aligned with who you are and what you want, free from the distractions and pressures of external forces. In conclusion, keeping your plans and ambitions to yourself is a powerful strategy that protects your focus, motivation, and control over your personal journey. By not revealing your goals prematurely, you guard against external pressure, unnecessary distractions, and the influence of others' opinions. This privacy fosters a deep sense of self-reliance, allowing you to navigate setbacks and challenges with resilience and flexibility. It preserves your internal drive, keeps your vision clear, and empowers you to pursue success on your own terms. Ultimately, the strength of your progress lies in the quiet, intentional actions you take behind the scenes, ensuring that your achievements are not for the approval or validation of others, but for the fulfillment of your own true potential.
A pitch of your future unfolding. I know that many of your says wherever it's become successful entrepreneurs influence change to the world, and I am here to tell you that how you will to time will last in life before we go any further. I want currency on earth. You are given. No one knows how much every second. Your accounts never to return. You can lose new ones, but once time is gone forever. Now let me ask you if time is that precious spending is it there's questions. This is the very foundations of how you will further fortune. One of the biggest mistakes young people make is beliefs easy to think that because you can towards your dreams tomorrow or next week or next year, but this mindset can with you a truth that's as powerful as it is in simple moment. Right now you are building your future. Actions you take right now will define who you become tomorrow.